Shalom. All praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the hopeful elect of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. And I wanted to get in the Apocrypha, but let me get Luke 24. And let's start at verse, is it 21, 24? Luke chapter 21, starting at verse 24, it says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword." And who's that they falling by the edge of the sword? The Israelites in 70 AD. "And shall be led away captive into all nations." And that's what happened during the Atlantic slave trade. We're taken as captive into all nations. Even in Europe as well, you had some Israelites in Europe that were, taken, as slaves. "And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled." Now, there's many layers to this verse, but the layer I'm going to use on this verse is when it says, "Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled." And right now, we're being trodden down by Gentiles. We're being trodden down by these nations. These nations are trodden down on us. But there's going to be a time where their time is going to be fulfilled, meaning their time is going to be up. Their time is going to be up where they're not going to be ruling over us. Because right now, Jerusalem, Israel, we're being trodden down by the Gentiles, man, the heathens. They're trodden down on us, man. But there's going to be a time where their time is going to be up. Their time is going to be fulfilled. And also going into our land as well. There's going to be a time where things are going to be set in order. Because really the whole world was made for our sake. The whole world was made for our sake. But anyways, I have a couple of articles I want to read. And I'm going to begin with this. This article is from Campaign Against Anti-Semitism, and there's a balance scale as the logo. Now let's use logic now. Negroes and Hispanics, including Native Americans, because I have, friends that are Native Americans. I believe that they're jakes. And we cannot be anti-Shemitic because we are Shemites. So we cannot be against ourselves. But like I said, this is wordplay semantics, and they know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to say that Negroes are Hamites, which is absolutely fraudulent. It says black Hebrew Israelites are not Jewish. And that word Jewish kind of reminds me of the word when you're trying to imitate something. So let's say we say, hey, that t shirt is brownish. It's like that t shirt is trying to imitate brown, but it's not the original brown. So, using that logic, we ain't trying to be ourselves. We are who we are. We're not trying to be Jewish. We are the Jews. They're trying to take that ish and trying to be us, but they can't be that. It says Tova the poet unpacks the dangers of the extremist fringe group posing harm to Jews. And there's never been any track record of Hebrew Israelites imposing harm to anyone, but they're going to carry on bringing slanders and lies and say numerous things. But like I said, um, obviously there's going to be a time where the persecution is going to happen, and Hamashiach Yahushua spoke about, these things that were going to take place. The persecution when the whole world is going to hate the followers of Hamashiach Yahushua. Um, and that's going to be a serious event. It's going to be a serious event. This is Matthew chapter 10, starting at 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. What's the name? Yahweh Shai. People are going to look down on people that believe in Yahweh Shai. But it says, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So you got to endure unto the end. Salah. 1 second. And you can see the camp IUIC right there marching. It says the poet Tova Ricardo, better known as Tova the poet. Let's click on Tova the poet, how he looks like. Let's see. Let's see who Tova the poet is. Oh wow. She says that she's black Jewish poet. You see, and this is this shows you that she could be a tear. Just putting out there. All women, they are totally against the gospel, man. And women like this that are coming against the gospel, they gonna die, man. Women like this that come against the gospel of Hamashiach Yahushua, they gonna die. Because she is literally fighting, but she's fighting against herself, because you can't fight against the word. The word is never gonna stop. So anyway, it says the poet Tova Ricardo, better known as Tova the poet, whose poems speak from her perspective as a black Jewish woman. And this sounds so stupid because I don't believe every single person that is quote unquote black is an Israelite, but if you are an Israelite, you can't convert join in some Ashkenazi or some Sephardic belief system and call yourself Jewish. That's totally stupid and bugged out. It says, appeared on the most recent episode of podcast against anti-Semitism, where she spoke at length on black Hebrew Israelites. And we're going to check that podcast. Maybe on the next video, I'm going to touch on that. Um, Let me just copy that because I want to talk about that. It says, the black Hebrew Israelites are an extremist black supremacist group that assert that they are the true Jews. But hey, like I said, you're going to see more of these people, say these different things, slander. This is all, Satan is doing this, but at the end of the day, we are called to be defenders of the gospel. So when we see these kind of things written, we got to defend the gospel. It says the group has harassed and intimidated Jews on the street of the United Kingdom. They're saying that we've intimidated in the United Kingdom. You see, that's talking about in the UK and the London Underground. And you see what they're doing right now? The London Underground. You got brothers teaching in Brixton, near the London Underground station. Alright, you got brothers teaching in Finsbury Park, near the underground station near there. You got brothers teaching in Seven Sisters, near the London Underground. So you see, this thing is gonna get real. This is not a joke. This thing is, listen, I'm not it's not even me talking anymore. You're seeing it black and white for yourself. And they're gonna come down. They're going to come down, bro. I promise you that. That's why we gotta be hard. I don't care. We gotta be hard in this thing, man. We gotta be Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. It says, and is thought to have been connected to the New Jersey kosher grocery store shooting in 2019. And number one is that just you have Israelites in London. What the hell do they have to do with New Jersey? I've never been to New Jersey, never will go to New Jersey. So why are you trying to link London with New Jersey? This girl's absolutely bugged out. It says, she said, black Hebrew Israelites are not Jewish, Miss Ricardo said. That is something that black community, the Jewish community, mainstream society needs to understand. There are black Jewish people like myself. There are many black Jewish people around the world in America, and we have absolutely no affiliation with black Hebrew Israelites. Explaining why the ideology of black Hebrew Israelites is so dangerous, she said, it attempts to appropriate Jewish traditions. These girls come, and this is the reason why I say you women in the kingdom are not going to be talking. Because you've talked so much shit. So in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to be quiet because you're coming against the word, man. And you are an enemy, man. And history, in order to allow these people to deal with their sense of inferiority. No, what do you mean inferiority? Let's see according to the Bible if the children of Israel are inferior. Alright, let's get Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Let's see what the Heavenly Father has to say. He said, for thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the Most High said that the Israelites are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So that means that the Israelites are superior, not inferior. It says these people have historically read themselves, seen themselves in the Israelite story in the Bible. They seen themselves as downtrodden. And yes, we are downtrodden. We just read in Luke 21 and 24, we're going to be trodden down by the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. It says, because of the history of slavery in this country and the ways in which Christianity and Christian Bible was pushed on black Americans, some black Americans have seen themselves in that story, and there are a lot of black Americans who sympathize with that story, but there are some who take it too far. In recent months, high-profile celebrities such as Kanye West and Kyrie Irving have both repeated rhetoric similar to that of the black Hebrew Israelite teaching. And you see how they're coming against the word, and they don't talk about plantation Christianity. They don't talk about uh, all these different things that atheism, LGBT. But as soon as you say you're an Israelite, you got people out there coming against this thing. But hey, it's all biblical prophecy. The Lord is showing these things. Revelation 12 and 17 says, and the dragon, Esau, the so-called white man, was wroth with the woman, which represents Israel, because when you read in Jeremiah, it says, I have likened the daughter of Zion unto a tender and comely woman, roughly paraphrasing. It says, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And that's ultimately what these devils want to do. They want to wage war against the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Most High Yahweh. Alright, they're going to make war against the prophets. But we're going to stand strong for the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And even if they want to make war, we're going to stand strong. Lord willing, we are part of the elect. Alright, so carry on reading. It says, some black Americans have seen themselves in that story and blah blah. Okay, so it says Kanye West, people like him are not Jewish. The poet stated. She's an idiot. Obviously, Kanye West is a Jew, but he's not enlightened with this knowledge, but he's a Jew. The figment of their imagination, and it's an insult to actual black Jewish people. She sounds so stupid because these so-called Jewish people will never accept you, man. And even if they do, it's a war strategy of making sure that you're disconnected from the Most High. They're very manipulative, and you have our people that don't understand what the layers of social engineering, particularly when black communities is speaking about black Jews. And why isn't someone like Kyrie Irving or Kanye allowed to call themselves Jewish? Kyrie, Kanye, they are not Jewish, and you are not working to build relations with actual black Jewish people. This girl is a fool. She's a fool. Says Miss Caldo would go on to describe difficulties that black Hebrew Israelites pose to black Jews like herself, specifically admitting that the group has had a negative impact on their own relationship with Judaism. You see, and that's what Jake always, Eve, that acceptance spirit. You always want to be accepted by people. You can't just stand and do something but hey, I don't want to talk. Let me just be a man reading the scriptures, man. Alright? It says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. It says that in the book of Sirach. Alright? That's why I'm a quote. You're going to have to type it in on Google and find it because my apocrypha, it's not with me right now. But yeah. So you can see how she's just talking, man. It says, Miss Ricardo would go on to describe herself, blah, 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 blah. She says, black Jewish people are trying to tell folks that black Hebrew Israelite ideology is dangerous. You see, and this is how they're trying to demon, and they're gonna put this on the news now, man. They're gonna put this on the news. They're gonna put this on CNN. They're gonna put this everywhere, man. And that's the reason why you gotta be strongly rooted in Hamashiach Yahushai, because they're coming down, man. They're coming down. They are coming down. Revelation chapter 12, starting at verse 12. It says, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth they have but a short time. And she could be an agent, man. She could be an agent pretending to be black Jewish, just to basically try to demonize this gospel. All right, and even if she isn't an agent paid, she's the agent of Satan. All right, she's the agent of Satan because she's coming against the gospel. It says, oh, so I don't want to, yeah, I'm not going to read all of this. Come on, bro. But yeah, so it says, black Jewish people are trying to tell black folks that it's dangerous, and I will say this. I haven't really said this before because black Hebrew Israelites have attempted to appropriate Jewish traditions and language. No, we don't. The Jewish people copy us. And when people see a black person who says the word Hebrew or Israelite, they associate them with the black Hebrew Israelites. I, as an actual black Jewish person, I don't actually feel comfortable even calling myself, referring to myself as a Hebrew or as an Israelite. Well, this is the reason why these women are just stupid, man. Alright? What did the Lord say? It says, this is the reason why we don't have conversations with women. Because they just don't use common sense at times. She's just an idiot, man. Bomba clock. Let me see if I can find this, Lord willing. Hey, sometimes I can't remember everything, mate. So I'm just gonna have to try my best to find what I can find. I believe it's in Job. And this, hey, I'm gonna read that precept, man. What Job told his wife. Job 2 and 10 says, But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. And that's the spirit that this woman is speaking in. She's speaking as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh? And shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips. And also, you also gotta understand that the reason why they want acceptance is because they're seeing that Jake is not in power. And because they see that Jake is not in power right now, they want to just cleave to anything that is, holding power. Because our people seek, they're mentally ill. They want acceptance. And this is the reason why they're not progressing. Yeah, this video is gonna have to be a bit long though. But hey, if you're serious, you'll watch the whole of my video. But hey, whether you listen, whether you don't, it's up to you. But anyways, carry on reading. It says, I don't look at let me read this. Let me start from here. It says, but I don't use that language because I don't want someone to associate me with the black Israelites. I don't want them to look at me and think, oh, a black person using these words. That must mean she's like them, so it's causing distress in my life because the black Hebrew Israelites do not like actual black Jews. We are a threat to their identity. Outline the fact that black Hebrew Israelites are considered an extremist group, fringe group. Mr. Carter says most black people do not believe in this. I'm sure there are a lot of people who will go on social media and will see certain black celebrities push the ideology, or they will see a video of someone on the streets pushing this ideology, and and those people need to be condemned. You see? So they're saying that Israelites on the street need to be condemned. Can you see that? It says, but majority of black people, I'm black, have grown around black people, blah, 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 blah. It says, they are actually very harmful to the black community, specifically black LGBTQ plus. And bro, this LGBT, listen, that Pink News article, listen, it's gonna be refreshed as if it came out yesterday, man. I'm telling you that now. But hey, the Most High is on our side, man. People and black women have been speaking about the danger of black Hebrew Israelites. And you so-called black women that are coming against this gospel, the Most High gonna kill you, man. All you so-called black women that coming against this gospel, hey, listen, the Lord is gonna kill you. It says, I just want to reiterate that most black people don't believe this. Yeah, because the scripture says 2/3 are blinded, man. If you read that in Romans 11 and 7, it says podcast against anti-Semitism produced, blah, 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 talks about different, yes, da, da, da. That's pretty much it. And that's her right here. She's bugged out, man. She's bugged out. Bugged space OUT. Bugged out. Alright? And that's the article right there. Which, this ain't looking good because you're seeing what's going on. Alright? And then you have another article right here, which is from Blaze Media. And then you got the camp right here, I believe. I don't want to make a mistake, but I saw a brother that I know. Did he say it was Watchmen for Israel? I'm not sure what camp. I don't want to make assumptions, so I'm not going to say the camp name. But this title, this came out on the 29th. It says Black Hebrew Israelites and Palestinian supporters clash during pro-Gaza march in Chicago. And like I said, Israel, this is not the time to be behaving like this, man. Because doing things like this is helping that article, man. It's helping that article. You brothers need to start moving as wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Can't just be moved. Hey, man, a lot of you guys that are moving in that spirit, Revelation 2 and 10 is there for a reason, man. Revelation 2 and 10 is there for a reason if you keep on moving in that wrong spirit. That's if the Lord wants it to be like that. And, you know, I'm not going to read all of this. It says, during the march, a group of black Israelites and pro-Palestinian pros physically clashed with each other. And basically the clash happened, and I'm just going to play the video. I'm not reading all of that. And this is not a good look at all, man. This is a bad look. Let me play this. Bruv brothers listen to. I don't know why you brothers don't listen to Yahushua, man. I don't know why you brothers don't listen to Yahushua. Because what did the Lord tell us? We gotta listen to the Lord, man. We gotta listen to what the Lord's saying. Yeah? We gotta listen to what the Lord said, man. I don't understand it, man. You guys need to start buckling up, man. You brothers need to start, you know, being wise because the enemy is trying to demonize this gospel and eventually it will happen. But does that mean that you will put petrol to the fire? Does it mean that you put petrol to the fire? Does it mean that you will behave like a nuisance? Does it mean that you behave like a nuisance? And, you behaving like a nuisance is going to lead you to, get into a bad predicament. Hang on, let me just find it. Yeah, Matthew chapter 10, starting at verse 16. It says what? It says, Behold, I send you as sheep in the midst of wolves. So you're meant to be like a sheep in the midst of wolves. A sheep is humble. A sheep is a character. Sorry, a sheep is an animal that is humble, meek, not stubborn like a goat. In the midst of wolves, who are these wolves? You got this Amalekites that own these news articles. You got the wolves out there, man. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You gotta be wise out here, man. You gotta use high level common sense. Don't let them catch you, man. You gotta be so wise, yeah, it's not even funny. You gotta move with top level wisdom. When Yahushua said that if you're not invited to a city, roughly paraphrasing, flee to the next city. When you see that there's rioting going on and you see that these guys ain't feeling you, brother should have been like, hey, man, let's move to somewhere else, man. It's getting too intense around here. And all this article stuff wouldn't have existed. But ultimately, this is all the Lord ordaining this, but it shows you brothers are moving in the flesh. And that's not the right way to move, man. That's not the right way to move, man. And yeah, I did type it in. You got a lot of things going on, man. And I'm just touching on all these things because I need to speak about it. Obviously, as being a defender of the gospel. And hey, I might not know all these, chapters and verses, but at the end of the day, when Bibles are banned, guess what? All these verses that you see, you're going to have to memorize them in your brain. Remember that. Yeah, you might know the number of the chapter and the verse number, but at the end of the day, we're meant to memorize all the words on in this book. Because when these Bibles are confiscated, it's going to be what you remember in your mind. It's not going to be a physical. Now, the Lord might make it in a way where in that time you might have a Bible, but trust me, knowing these devils, hey man, Amos 8 and 11, hey, that can also speak about confiscation of Bibles, man. They're gonna start banning Bibles out here. But yeah, I forgot I was gonna read, but hey, let me read this part right here. And this is by the same blog campaign against anti-Semitism. It says CAA launches fourth part debunk Black Hebrew Israelites Instagram series debunks. Da, da, da. It says Campaign Against Anti-Semitism has launched a 4-part video series on Instagram. We take a closer look at the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. And notice how they're saying London Undergrounds. It says Black Hebrew Israelite groups, the Kingdom, and London Undergrounds. Because I know a couple of brothers that teach near undergrounds near London. So, hey, this shows you that you're being. Listen, I made a video saying you are being watched. Now, lo and behold, look, it says London Underground. Because there's spies out there, man. There's spies that are watching. They go by and say, yeah, mate, I just saw them, in the London Underground tea. Bro, there's spies. But is this the same article I'm reading or is it a different one? Okay, it's a different one. Good. So I can read this because it's not really long. All right. It says the group has harassed and intimidated Jews on the street of the United Kingdom. When did this article come out? It came 2023, January, March the 14th, 2023. Bomba Clark, you can see. Boy, oh boy. Let me read this thing again, yeah. It says the Hebrew Israelite group are an extremist black supremacist group that has asserted they are true Jews. The group has harassed and intimidated Jews on the streets of the United Kingdom. And I believe they're talking about that Stanford Hill situation. Hey, bro, this thing, like I said, bro, like my brother Aria always likes to say, when shit gets physical, it's a different story, man. And now we're reading what's going on. Now it's no longer talk on the street now. Now we're seeing this thing getting physical now, man. Now we're seeing this thing getting physical now. Now it's no longer talk, reading all these Bible verses. Now we're seeing this thing getting physical. And now we gotta be strong because this is war that they're making against us, man. This is war right now. And since they're making war through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Mashiach Yahushai, war is coming their way. War is coming if you want to make war. Alright? Because we got the Most High, we got Yahweh Shai, we got the holy angels, man. We're winning this battle, man. It says the group has harassed and intimidated Jews on the streets of the UK and London Underground. And they're talking about Brixton and Finsbury Park and Seven Sisters and all them areas. It says, and it thought to have been connected to the New Jersey kosher grocery store shooting. Number one, we're from London. We don't have nothing to do with New Jersey. But you see how they're trying to click London with New Jersey? A damn continent to another continent in Europe. Bro, how does that make sense? Anyways, these people are. It says the first episode of the debunked Hebrew Israelite series, which features podcast anti-Semitism Tova Poet, explains why the movie is considered so dangerous. Let me click on this to see what I want, man. Let me see what exactly this is. Hang on. And this is her right here. She's playing games. But hey, I'm gonna play this. Hold up.
In this thing about being black and Jewish and that they're one and the same, I think a lot of people found confusing. So one of the things he said was that he cannot be anti-Semitic because as a black person, he is actually the quote-unquote real Jew, and Jewish people...
That's correct. We can't be anti-Semitic, man. Because so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, we are the real Jews. So how can we be anti-Semitic? And this devil, he knows exactly what, he knows that the person that said that is saying the truth.
People as we know them, are the fake Jews. And at one point, he even used the word the ish in Jewish as an attempt to prove his point that Jewish people are merely adjacent to Jews. And his rewriting of history actually echoes the beliefs of the recently emboldened Black Hebrew Israelites, which is an extremist black supremacist group designated by some watchdogs as a hate group.
Demonstrated by watchdogs, and you see how they have us on, the watch list. But hey, at the end of the day, hey, the Most High is on our side, man, and these devils are going down, man. They can't come against this word, man. All right, because the Lord is gonna make sure that the kingdom gets established, and there's nothing that they can do. There's nothing that they can do, man. At the end of the day, we're up next, man. Jacob is the beginning of it, they followeth.
And that this group has been recorded harassing and intimidating Jews in the streets of New York and London. Additionally, I think it's also important to point out they have been, alleged to be behind several anti-Semitic crimes. One of the assailants behind the deadly 2019 shooting at New Jersey's JC Kosher Super.
What does London have to do with New Jersey, man? But this just shows you, the spirit that these devils are moving in. They're just talking shit.
Market had professed several anti-Semitic beliefs and identified as a Black Hebrew Israelite. Tova, what do you make of Kanye's argument, which on the surface appears to be merely an offbeat false narrative, but upon further inspection can have very real, dangerous, and even fatal results?
Black Hebrew Israelites are not Jewish. That is something that the Black community, the Jewish community, mainstream society needs to understand. There are Black Jewish people like myself. There are many Black.
Bro, I don't want to hear all of this.
Because I don't want someone to associate me with Black Hebrew Israelites. I don't want them to look at me and say, oh, a Black person using these words, that must mean she's like them. So it's causing.
Hey, she's an Edomite, man.
Make Black people mad, because most Black people have asserted that these are fringe groups. BHIs are parts of fringe groups. They are not the norm in the Black community. They are actually very harmful to the Black community, specifically Black LGBT people and Black women have been speaking about the dangers of Black Hebrew Israelites and hoteps, which can sometimes also be Black Hebrew Israelites or just Black people, particularly Black men who believe in some sort of pseudo-science and some sort of pseudo-ancestry that attempts to make them seem more superior than other races. So I just want to reiterate that for the audience. Most Black people don't believe this. So go out and meet actual Black people. You will not. So Israelites. As an actual Black Jewish person.
So I'm just trying.
Let's talk about that. I mean, this whole Kanye thing, this whole BHI thing. Some have felt that there has been a recent attempt to stoke division between the Jewish and Black communities. What can people do to ensure that they tackle anti-Semitism, that they tackle anti-Black racism without putting one group down in the process?
And also, at the end of the day, it's like the KKK, they've killed people. Hebrew Israelites ain't killed anyone, man. But you see how, they're trying to manipulate and lie? But hey, at the end of the day, we gonna still have, faith in the Lord and carry on doing what we have to do. Alright, hold up 1 second. And hey, they're saying, we're seeing them in the stands on the streets and all this stuff. Hey, man, we gonna stand in great boldness in front of those that have afflicted us, man. We gonna stand strong for Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. You can write all your articles that you want. You can say that we're this and that. You gonna see me on the street out there rebuking you devils, man. And you can write more articles, man. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. All right, the Most High does stand in great boldness in the face of those that have afflicted us, man. The Edomites are people, these nations, they've afflicted us. And I stand in great boldness in the face of those that have afflicted and made no account of our labors, man. When they see, there shall be trouble and terrible fear. And ultimately, all these articles that they're writing is because they're afraid, man. They're afraid of Jacob. They're afraid that the Most High Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, is going to use Jacob to be a battle axe, a threshing instrument. It says with terrible fear because they know, hey, the minute Jake wakes up, hey, the tables are turning, man. Someone is going in slavery. And they shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. The chariots, the vehicles of the angels, so far beyond all that they look for. It's going to be way beyond their expectation when the tractor beams up the elect. But going to verse 17, this is really what they're afraid of. It says, he shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor. Right? The Lord gonna take the Israelite man and make him into a a, 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 a superpower, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. And we got enemies out there. You can read Psalm 83. It's gonna give you a list of our enemies. But anyways, brothers and Aquafium, sincere Aquafium, just keep on holding tight, keep on having faith. We're soon out this place. You can see that they're fighting against us, and hey, eventually, these people are gonna try and demonize us, but hey, at the end of the day, we're gonna still have faith and keep on pushing, having faith in the Lord, and hey, Lord willing, we're part of that number, and we endure unto the end. But yeah, Scripture says, "Strive on for the truth unto death, and the Lord will fight for you." So we just gotta strive for the truth unto death, man. That if that's your lot. Now some brothers gonna receive that standard to where when the enemy comes in, that standard gonna be lifted up. But hey, at the end of the day, keep on having faith in Yahweh Shai, because eventually, you know, once you have faith in Yahweh Shai, you ain't never gonna be confounded, man. So, anyways, Kohaloyim la Allahayina wa Wahawadla Yahweh Bahashem Hamashek Yahweh Shai.